So today has been crazy. We have a late start today, and I've got to get to the orthodontist. Those of you that's been following Aiden's story, knows that his spacers came out, like he had to put them on Friday, and by Monday he had none left, and they weren't broken. I still actually have one still intact at home, and I forgot it. One fell out brushing his teeth, and the other one, when I picked him up Monday from school, he was like, I just noticed it was gone, so I'm guessing he swallowed it. But they didn't break. They said that likely he has the space that they need for his expander on the 24th, but to give it one more try with the spacers, and if they come out again, then we're going to leave it be until the 24th and let them put his expander in, because he'll have the space that they need. And if they break, then that's a different thing. I'll have to bring him back out here if they break, so he better be careful what he eats. So that's what we're on our way to do now, is that. And then other than that, if we have time, we're going to go by the shop clinic. But this is a typically busy morning for me. Usually everything doesn't, well, it's not really morning now, it's afternoon, but typically nothing really goes on until like later in the day. And I'm not liking this at all. The traffic on this side of town is horrendous. I hate West Knoxville with a damn passion. I wish it would just like swallow itself up in a big hole. It's just, there's so much traffic out here. There's people out here that are out here on business that don't know where the hell they're going, and they try to drive and they hop lanes or they make illegal turns without paying attention and almost sideswiping you. It's just, and like, seriously, to drive on the interstate here without being ran over, you have to drive quite a bit faster. So I really don't like it. I don't like being in a hurry. We're running late, and that isn't fully my fault. We would have been on time if we didn't have to make an extra stop. But yeah, so now we're almost to the orthodontist office, so we can get spacers put in on Aiden, and then if we have time, shop clinic. I'd like to get some food, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. I should have ate before I left the house. Sucks. Anyway, I will be back with you guys shortly, I guess. Oh wait, there's a new place. There's a new wing place out here. Look at that. Hurricane Grill and Wings. Oh, it's not open yet.
They can't see it.
No, did you see that, Katie?
Yeah. I want to eat there when it's open. Well, you got to do.
Your spacers came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them.
Both of them, huh?
They didn't even survive the full weekend.
Okay.
One came out Sunday brushing his teeth, and I thought it was the one where the tooth was loose, but it wasn't. Then Monday he was like, my other spacer's gone. So I'm assuming he swallowed it.
Yeah. That's usually what happens. It won't hurt him if he swallows it.
Haha.
You don't even have to find it for me. Does that sound like a deal?
Yeah, we have one.
You have one? Okay.
Yeah, and I forgot to bring it with us.
We got a lot here, so not a problem. Let's see.
I just don't like the waiting.
Don't like the what? Oh,
The waiting, because it scares me. I'm like, wow.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Oh.
We're like, when is it going to hit?
There we go.
Oh no.
Just
I was stuck in that hole down there.
Yep. I know, yeah, we gotta kick that thing back over. Let's see. Hey man, you got that crazy loose tooth there, huh? 2 of these. Got all sorts of loose teeth.
So it's like if that was your sister, she'd already had them all out.
So, I'm going to put some back in. They may come back out, okay? But I'm going to show you how to put a couple extra in, just in case.
Okay.
Floss, it looks like.
Yep, I'm going to show her some floss.
Okay. Is it gonna hurt?
No, the last one's hurt putting them in.
Sorta.
Sorta. No, come on. Have another piece of floss.
He doesn't like his teeth messed with.
So, for the dental floss, you want 2 long pieces of floss.
Uh-huh.
And these are just little donuts. So you just thread the floss through the middle of these.
Like
Yeah.
a mushroom?
Yeah. So on both. So you have 2 pieces of floss, thread it through, and then you just a handle so you can pull and stretch this thing, and then you're essentially flossing it between his teeth. So you wrap
Now I
it
do
around.
have like a spreader for like, I know this sounds crazy, but for body jewelry that'll spread those apart. Would that work too?
Yeah, essentially
Okay.
that's kind of what this is.
But this
Okay,
won't
yeah, I
be-
used it. I used to use it when I when I worked in the industry to spread
Yeah.
hoops and stuff apart.
I'd rather have that.
So either one works fine. Sometimes if there's too much space, those spreaders kind of, they'll pull them out while you try to take it off.
Yeah,
So sometimes, so if you can't get it with the
I was just
Spreader.
wondering because I almost tried that and I was like, no, I better call them because the clamps that I used to use too, I used to feed our snake with now.
Maybe we'll sterilize that. So you'll feel it.
Oh yeah, we don't use that for anything else but that because that's disgusting.
You'll feel it pop in there.
Yeah.
And then all you do is put your finger on top of it, and then you just slide.
Oh,
One
nifty.
And then another floss out, and then it's there.
Can we do it with the metal now?
You want to try with the metal? You don't like the floss as much?
Yeah. Okay, now it's rubber bands.
Yeah, he's always been funny about his teeth. He don't
And
like
so-
nobody to mess with him.
If they come out again, you really don't need to put them back in for maybe about 2 or 3 days before his next visit. They work
Okay.
pretty quickly, so
Yeah, when that one came out, I was showing him how to use their new sonic toothbrush. And I had it on the very, very low setting. And was showing him not to apply too much pressure till he gets used to it. And he looked at me with this concerned look on his face and then like spit the spacer out my hand. I was like, oops. But yeah, they love that new toothbrush.
So if they come out and you put them in right away, they're really, really easy to put in.
Okay.
Even that is super easy to put in because those teeth in front of it are just a little bit wiggly. So, and I think, you know, even if they come out, we should be able to get the expander in here. We just have to put a little bit more pressure on it. So the more space he has, the more comfortable it'll be.
Now that expander, it puts pressure more on the roof of the mouth, right?
It will, yes.
Okay. Because I was watching some videos and some little girls that had theirs taken out because I was just curious and if it put pressure on the outside of the jaw or up. Whoa. Okay, so sorry that the footage from the orthodontist office is a little crazy. I was trying to do everything without having to let them know that I was filming. Because I haven't really talked to them about that yet. I don't think they would care, but he was also trying to talk to me and show me how to put spacers in case his were to come out again, and gave me like 4 or 5 more to bring home with me, when to put them in if they were to come out. Basically, he's got enough room. They just might have to put a little bit more pressure, but they put the spacers in there again. But one side is really loose, the tooth in front of it, and on the other side, the tooth in front of it is starting to come loose. So, very likely he may lose one tooth, and could lose the other one after the expander's in, which is fine. But he was telling me that if they come out, if I put it directly in, it'll go in real easy, but then again, it could come out really easy. So wait a few days to put it in, or wait, so like 3 or 4 days before his appointment, and then put them in then, and because he said they work rather quickly, and that's probably why they felt like they did. But Aiden really doesn't like the way that they put them in with the dental floss. I do have spreader tools here for like body jewelry and stuff, but I'd be afraid to use them on him just because the dentist was like, or the orthodontist was like, yeah, you can spread them too far, and then if you don't close them completely or they're too wide, then you can pull the spacer out. So I was like, okay, well, we'll use the dental floss, even though Aiden doesn't really like it because you can't really spread them so far that they're really thin. But yeah, so he'll have some sore teeth for the next couple of days, and then more than likely these will fall out again. And I still have one from the last time they fell out. These are blue. The last ones were green. I thought they were blue, but these are blue. I think that's really about it for today. I went and picked out Caitlin's stuff from Hot Topic that I had ordered online and had delivered to the store. She's already in her 21 Pilots jogging pants. She loves them. And I got myself a George Michael shirt because it was awesome. And I picked myself up a Nirvana Kurt Cobain shirt. I'm not a huge fan of theirs anymore, but I was, and I get in these kicks, and I watch a lot of videos and documentaries and just like conspiracy theories and stuff surrounding him and his death, and I watched this really interesting documentary, and like every time I get started on it, like it's like I get addicted to it for a while and then I back away. And the whole case to me is just really interesting. When I was younger, yes, I loved Kurt Cobain. I called my mom the day that he killed himself and cried. And my mom, like, I was so distraught, and she was at work. She called my dad thinking that somebody in my class had died. Yeah, it was bad. And when I was a lot younger, like quite a bit younger, and I had like the really, really, really white bleach blonde hair that I'm known to have from time to time now, with the way that I had my hair cut, and I used to wear the little plastic little girl barrettes in my hair. I used to get told all the time when I would go to shows, because I was going to shows when I was 13, 14 years old. You know, guys would turn around and be like, oh, you look like Courtney Love. And my dumb ass would be like, oh, thank you. That's such a compliment. And I look at her, I'm like, nah, I don't think so. And of course, me and my husband was talking, like, you know, if we think that, we discuss back and forth, and if we think he was, you know, if he really killed himself or if it was a murder. And of course, I mean, he talked about it. She had talked to him about him killing himself. And then there was, what's his name from the Mentors, the executioner, I think, from the Mentors, that claims that she offered him like $50,000 to off him, and that there was a shotgun and all this stuff. And like after he went to the guy that was filming the documentary, and he was hit by a train like a week later. And I mean, there was so much around it, and we've talked about it. I'm like, it's very possible, because we all know one thing throughout the years with Courtney. She's either like a really sweet person, or comes off to be a very sweet person, or she's insane, or she's a bitch. And then, of course, it all kind of depends on her drug use. I do like her music. You know, I really do. Always have. But, yeah, I don't know, like, she reminds me of these, like, some of these people that I know personally that, are loved by certain crowds and hated by others, that I do know are, like, very, very much so, I don't know the right word I'm looking for. But they're able to fool people really easy into thinking that they're good people, when deep down inside they're pieces of shit that probably wouldn't give you a second look if you were on the street and needed help. But online they come across, or in interviews or anything like that, they come across, as being the sweetest people on the face of the earth. And I mean, like, there's some people that I know that have made themselves internet famous, if you want to say that, or Facebook famous, whatever. And they're like that. They come across, online. Everybody's like, oh, they're such a sweetheart. I'm like, no, that's a raging fucking cunt is what that is. I know this is supposed to be a family blog, but yes, I do cuss. It's just my parents never taught me any different. It's a form of expression. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Just know that you will hear colorful language in my blogs from time to time. But yeah, so that's kind of an interesting conversation that I like to get in with my husband. And if that's something that, you know, if that's your timeline in life and you were a fan and, you know, you were around for all of the media coverage and you've watched the documentaries and you've watched the videos and you've seen crime scene photos and this, that, and the other, what are your thoughts on it? Like, I'm serious. I mean, like, really, what's your thought? Maybe I should do a whole nother video on this just because I'm back into my thing where I'm, like, watching a lot of videos. Some I've seen before and I'm just, like, bored watching them. But, you know, I'm just like, should I? You know, should I just do a whole video on that? I mean, my channel's kind of got a little bit of everything anyway. Let's open it up for discussion. I mean, as long as nobody starts, I mean, some people look at disagreement as arguing, and I don't. There's a difference between arguing and then just like, you know, a healthy conversation. And I believe that as adults, we can have healthy conversations without agreeing. So, I mean, that's not something that I'm afraid of. I try to avoid politics and I try to avoid religion. Because that is two things that a lot of people can't talk about without it turning into just like a full-blown argument. And I don't like that. I don't agree with that. So I really avoid that. But yeah, that's something I think could be a really fun talk. Maybe I should do a whole video on that. Like, maybe, I don't know how I'm going to show you guys some of the videos and stuff I watch, because I'm still kind of new at making these videos. Maybe I'll just film myself watching some of these and like link them in the description when I do the video or whatever. If you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know. Interested in it. I would like to have something that we could have a conversation about, and that's just something right now that is really pulling at my attention, because when I'm bored I read a lot, or you know, I follow these conspiracy theories or stuff like that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not at all. You know, do I think some of them are not theories and actual truths? Yeah, I do, but they're more the ones that don't seem so far-fetched. You know, I've got some friends that are pretty out there that believe in every conspiracy theory that they hear, and they follow Alex Jones like religion, and I don't get it. Alex Jones's voice makes me want to punch things. Yeah, he just really gets on my damn nerves. Him, and like, as a wrestling fan, I always like Jake the Snake. Oh my god, no, I always like Jesse Ventura, but as a politician, from what I've seen, from what I've seen, I'm not a fan. I haven't really looked into much of what he agrees with or disagrees with. I've just watched some videos, and I do know that most of the time he's with Alex Jones, so that right there automatically makes me like question, like, what the hell does he believe in? What the hell does he think? Because I think Alex Jones is a fucking nutcase. And one of my favorite videos, and I know I'm kind of going off here, but one of my favorite videos, Alex Jones and Jesse Ventura went to Willie Nelson's ranch in Texas. And now I love Willie, love him. And, you know, everybody knows that Willie is pretty much very liberal in the way that he thinks, in the way, you know, his views on politics, and of course his views on marijuana. And I'm right there with him on marijuana. I don't see why it's illegal. I mean, alcohol has ruined way more lives. But anyway, there was I want to say it was for a podcast, but it got videoed too, like a lot of Alex Jones stuff does. And like, they went down there, and like some of his ranch is built up like a movie set, and I actually think, if I remember correctly, they did film a movie there. But they were in the saloon part, and everybody knows Willie don't drink. Like, that's his thing. He don't drink. But they were talking to him, and I mean, you could tell he was high. To me, I mean, I could be wrong. He could be great friends with Alex Jones and Ventura. I don't know. But to me, I was laughing because, like, he reminds me a lot of my dad. Like, looks-wise, except for my dad's like 6'3". But he had this look on his face like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And who are these two crazy motherfuckers? I wish they'd get the fuck out of my face. Like, that is what I thought, you know, was coming across his face. But like I said, he could really like them. Or he could be like me, just open for like a healthy discussion. But I don't see anything being a healthy discussion with Alex Jones. He seems very argumentative from what I've seen, and insane. You know, I love the fact that we have freedom of speech and freedom to say the things that we want, but I think some people really need to have their fucking mouths duct taped shut. But anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of love for Alex Jones peeps that watch this. My son's friend, his dad is a big Alex Jones fan. I think my dad's wife is too, and I can't even tolerate talking to the two of them. Like, I just can't. Because they're so out there, some of the things they say. I mean, the one's taught his kid that if he lies to a school official, to keep up the lie. Like, not to come clean and tell him the truth, because that's the government. Yeah, that's like what he teaches his son. He's a big Alex Jones supporter. I'm like, that's fucking insane. And I told my son, I was like, if you ever lie, we're going to have a fucking problem. Like, big time. I mean, I didn't talk to my son that way, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and edit this and upload it early because, yeah, it's like way early. It's 4:14. I'm going to go ahead and upload this and see if maybe I can come up with another video so we can maybe have a conversation, something. Bye, guys.